Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends. And I am not sure how well this video is showing up. Oh boy, it is a nightmare tale. But Filmora, I went and updated to the latest version, and oh my god, what a mistake. So I can only hope that this video isn't showing up far too late and isn't showing up looking far too terrible. Past that, it is a gray and diffuse light day today, but it is light and shiny earlier, 6:30 in the morning, and the sun is coming up, so thumbs up for that. Still pretty cold at night, yay! I hope you slept well, and that's a good thing. So, front loading of videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like, it'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, that would be double plus good. And I'd like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people help keep me and my aging pet metabolizing. We both appreciate that very much. If you would like to become a patron and help keep me and my aging pet metabolizing, there is the links to the Patreon in the video description, as well as a PayPal for possible donations and an Amazon wishlist link that I need to update that hopefully has pet food on it. So thumbs up for that. Front loading of videos over, and oh my god, yeah. Oh, I can only hope that this video right now is being posted. Yesterday, Filmora had an update. And Filmora went from being snappy, I mean, it was sharp, quick, worked well, fast and good. So this update comes out. I went and updated, and now Filmora, oh my god, it's almost completely unusable. It used to be when I would play the video thing, you hit the space bar to hit play so that you can watch your preview, and then I would hit the space bar again to stop, like if I'm going 1, 2, and 3 for the beginning of the video. When I hear the clap, I would hit the space bar to stop. It would take about 3 parts of the 30 frames per second, about 3/10 of a second to stop. So I'd have to back it up 1, 2, 3, and I'd be right where I wanted to be. Now, when I hit the spacebar to stop, it takes anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 seconds to stop. And then I can't just drag it back because everything has at least a 2-second lag. So if I need to highlight some video tracks, before I would just drag, and then the little selection box would highlight the 2 things, and then I could drag them to where they needed to be on the timeline. Now, if I click and drag a selection box, I let go, and then I have to wait. And then the selection box appears around the 2 video files. Now, if I go to move them, it only matters when I start to move them. If I click and hold, everything is fine. But the minute I start to move them, well, now there's at least a 2-second lag. So I drag it over to where I want it to go, and then let go. And then wait. And then it'll drag it approximately where I wanted it to be. And then drop. And so I have to try and repair where it is. But with that 2-second lag, it's always moving in the wrong spot, because when I drag it to the right place and let go, it interprets that as dragging it way over here or way down here because of the lag. It is almost impossible to edit. And I don't know what's wrong. Oh my god, it's horrible. So the only thing I can think of to do is to uninstall and then work upward from there. So try to put on an older version, but I don't know. And then yesterday I went and recorded almost 50 minutes of playing For Against Darkness digitally, which is what I meant to say. It's online stuff, but it's digital stuff. using, the online digital dice roller and the digital mapping and digital PDF viewing and digital for writing your stuff down where your characters do stuff. Two bad things happened with that. Number one, once again, Windows update, and so Windows turns off my microphone in a ton of the applications, like Bandicam. So I had to go in and return on my microphone. Unfortunately, I didn't notice that it actually had turned on the microphone for my Logitech webcam. That is a horrible microphone. So there I am with horrible, hard to hear sound and 2 to 3 second lag on trying to edit. It was impossible. So I've got a hard to hear video that if I can edit, I'm still going to upload because it's still good. It's a Far Against Darkness adventure using just digital tools, but so yesterday has been great. It started off bad early morning when after I vlogged, I went and started to edit, but it said, hey, there's an update, and the update looked good. Lots of good things. But now it's unusable. And then I've spent a long time fighting with it just to edit my video. And then I went to record after falling asleep around noon, and when I did, everything was terrible in the recording because of the audio, and then Filmora it will not work. I mean, the lag is so bad, I can't edit. If I need to sync with the clapping part, it takes a good 2 seconds in some. That's as close as it gets from when I hit stop to where I want it to be to where it finally stops is 2 seconds away from where I need it to be. And every time if I need to back it up just by, a tenth of a second increments, it's click. Tick with the playhead. So if I go click, 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 that's about 30 seconds of waiting as it moves that little playhead those 5 clicks forward. I can't edit like that. That's insane. So yesterday was a good day, and this morning it's not any better, so I don't know what's going to happen. Joy. Still though, past that, because of all that going on, I didn't get a whole lot done thinking creatively. I, of course, still went walkies to Walmart. Physically, I'm still doing all the things I need to do, aside from when I fall asleep in my chair here. It's just I haven't been able to do much past that, creatively and otherwise. I did play at least some Tribes of Midgard, but that was late at night. As well, I played some Two Worlds. And again, if you have the option to get Two Worlds off Steam, get it. I don't know that I'd recommend Two Worlds 2. It's different. But Two Worlds 1 is janky, but it's fun in the midst of all the jank. So that part's good. Definitely a thumbs up, and I would recommend that. Past that, the only thing I've really got to talk about here, other than the creative stuff that I'm going to eventually get into, is just once again, jumping spiders are amazing. Their eyesight is like the best of any spiders of all. They can actually look at your face and see your features. They can look at the moon and see what the moon looks like and all the features of the moon. And their brains are incredible because they have multi-purpose parts to focus on and interpret their vision. And be smart on top of that. And they are incredibly friendly little spiders. I mean, I have seen people make these videos where they're just out in the wild and they dig a spider up out of their little hidey spot. But once they see that you're not dangerous, oh, then they're curious and they'll just walk all over your arm. And they're not going to hurt you because they are able to interpret that you're not a danger. And because they understand you're not a danger, they're not going to treat you like one. And as long as you don't scare them to prove them that they were incorrect, they're fine. And jumping spiders are actually cute. Even the big one that this guy had on his, crawling around on his arm, which is like half the size of the end of my finger. It was big, but it was still cute. So thumbs up, jumping spiders are awesome. And you can see their eyes when they're baby spiders if you have a microphone and a camera. If you have a microscope and a camera, because baby spiders are so small. But they're transparent enough. You can see their little eyes moving inside of their heads. They're like little telescopes. It's amazing. Past that, I'm going to talk a bit about some creative stuff. I don't have a lot that I've done specifically, but I was thinking about other things because I have 3 type settings here. There's us, there's the inside and the razor's edge, and then there's the cryptid stuff. But each one of these is slightly a different reality. And there's not a lot of handshake protocols between our reality and other realities. And that, like with the cryptid stuff, we can't see and interact with the cryptid world unless we have our third eye open, which just gives us the ability to handshake protocol with the cryptid world so that we can recognize and deal with their reality. Now, the reality of the inside and the razor's edge, same thing. You need the handshake protocol. If there is no handshake protocoling, you can't really interact with them at all. But things are so similar that if there's just things like people, yeah, we can see somebody from the inside and interact with them in every way possible, because that handshake protocol, even though it's not, here's like this and this hand's over here like this, is close enough with humanity that it can go, okay, we'll figure it out. And it's close enough that you can see and interact with human beings and stuff like that. If someone from the inside brings in a high-tech phone, you're going to be able to interact with it as a phone, but not much past that. You won't be able to access or even interact with or see a lot of the other features that would be from the inside. No handshake protocoling for that. There's no way to make that stuff work where we are. So you can access it as a phone, you just can't access any of the great features for it. So thumbs up on that, and let me take a look on the rest of it here. This is just a kind of reminder thing that I've been thinking about because I bounce around on stuff to keep it fresh in my head. With the whole inside razor's edge and outside where we are, there is the Crimson Kingdom, which has the leader of the King in Crimson. Now, the Crimson Kingdom, with all of their stuff, they have a mobile phone network that works on the inside. They were having issues trying to make that work as more than just a walkie-talkie on one layer, until using quantum mechanics that was developed out here and using that with quantum entanglement, they figured out how to use that with boosters so that they can not only use mobile phone communications between layers on the inside and the razor's edge, but if they bring one of those here to the outside, it continues to work. So someone from the outside where we are could use their mobile phone with a booster to communicate with somebody on the inside an entire universe and a half away because of all that quantum entanglement. Now, the Crimson Kingdom just has little things that come out here to the outside. And what I mean by that is they have made a deal legally as through dummy companies, so they appear to be a corporation out here on the outside, where they get a deal with a small amount of people in the southeastern US where they can provide mobile service and data storage and cloud services and all that for small numbers of people. They eked out a small little agreement with the big telecom companies to hit the smaller people, which amazingly turns out to be just those people who really have the site, so that they have mobile technology. And yeah, these phones, they can talk to people on the inside or on the razor's edge with no lag, no problems at all. It's good stuff. And on a minor thing here, the kind of multiverse that I have posited is not the only type of multiverse out there, by which I mean the multiverse that I've been writing about is there is, through the singularity that is a tear through reality in the Ungata, the void, there are a lot of different singularity doorways that form universal constants, and then they become a multiverse. And if it's a set of universal constants that fit the multiverse, grows and lives. And if there are universal constants that don't work, everything just collapses and the singularity will vanish eventually. The type of multiverse with each moment, every particle in every object in every universe spawns an entire new universe with every possible action that particle could have taken, from the micro to the macro, from quantum particles to atoms to organelles in your body to us to worlds to star systems to galaxies. Every single one of these things, every click of the Planck clock, the smallest unit of time, each one of these objects spawns a near infinite number of different universes, each one of which being something that could have happened. So everything that can happen does. But that's not the only kind of multiverse. There's also the type of multiverse that I was thinking about, where Alan Moore actually wrote about this in a series of comic books. And it's an idea that actually multiverse people work about, where there's an original timeline type thought, where you have variations of the original default timeline. So in this kind of multiverse, you would have a default timeline that is the original. It is the OG timeline. It is the way this multiverse is supposed to be. And then everything else is variations of that at various points on the timeline. So you can have just as many variations on everything as our kind of multiverse has. It's just all variations on the OG timeline. The reason I'm bringing this up is because Alan Moore wrote this one great series where, what would you do if the OG timeline in your multiverse is not pleasant? In this comic book series, the OG timeline is kind of built on Rome, except in not even just modern times, but near future modern times, where people have superpowers, science police. But you can travel between universes and timelines, because those are all just different universes based off of the timeline. Some of the timelines are just, you wouldn't even imagine they originally were based on the OG timeline. But not only is it based on Rome, in this comic book series, they are intensely white supremacist, racist, and terrible that way. And in fact, from the timeline that the comic book series is based on, the time police send one of their cops up to the OG timeline because there's a meeting. But they're black. And when they show up on the OG timeline, they're thrown into the arena to go fight to the death for the entertainment of all the OG timeline citizens. Because they're black, therefore they're not a real citizen. Yeah, they win the tournament. They have to kill so many others just to survive. But that's the kind of timeline that is. What would you do if this was our timeline here? But that's the OG. We're based off that. That sort of timeline is just repellent and horrific to me. I would not like the OG timeline. How many multiverses out there are there that are based on this sort of multiverse? Probably quite a few. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab. Gonna go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count American Sign Language, well, So we have Jay Snell, who talks about the my reaction to Green Day's Jesus of Suburbia, where I was badly broken during, well, most of my reactions. I would react differently now than I did back then. So thank you very much for the comment, and you are correct, and I don't stand by a lot of my reactions anymore. And there is Jesse Koskinen. I myself wouldn't have tried those Uncle Bon specials either. Flora Mew, thumbs up, thank you very much. Always good to see you in the comments. There's Actually Undead, who, if I can get back to reactions, I will try and do that. There is JAYY. I am glad that you got squicked out by my use of the word harvest. I chose that word specifically. So the fact that somebody got squicked out by it, awesome. My word choice worked. Thumbs up, thank you, and always good to see you in the comments. We have Larry from Space, who mentions that some of my videos are getting recommended for some people. Well, that's weird. Cool, but weird. Thumbs up. Thank you very much for the comment. And Blue Toad, indeed. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Chris, thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. Good to see you as well. RJ Mitchell, indeed. Uncle Bonbons is good stuff. And I think there's Inco Infinity 2. Thumbs up, thank you. And that's 10 people that left me comments in the past 24 hours. Greatly appreciate it. Get me out of my head, into the world, and dealing with real people, if only in text, and if only for a short time. It is appreciated. Well, son of a gun, it being a weekend with Filmora working the way it is, I'm going to try and get the one video that I recorded yesterday at least semi-functional. So at least I've got stuff to try and do. So we shall see how this all works out. Hopefully you can get done the things that you want to get done, but it's a weekend. Don't beat yourself up. In fact, never beat yourself up. That's just, it doesn't help. It only hurts. And with everybody getting sick in the world, and with COVID, or Covfefe bug, hopefully I edit that part out because I don't want to get demonetized. With the Covfefe bug now endemic in the United States, please just be careful. Take precautions if anybody is sick from anything. You don't even need to get a cold if you don't need to. And if people are getting hurt where you are, accident, robbery, titanium rods falling from the sky from satellites, don't go there. You might get hurt. That would be bad. And if you're out walking and you hear the mournful howl of the bus horn, the bus with your name on it, yeah, you're gonna die. People are gonna find your corpse. It's gonna be pretty disgusting, but hey, you know, at least they're gonna talk about you for a while. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing.